Everything burns.
We begin the same way that we did in the original, with the reaping ceremony. Effie arrives and draws Prim's name from the glass container, and Katniss willingly volunteers in her place. The other District 12 members pay their respects to the future girl on fire. Up next, Effie selects the name from the boys' container, and it's Peeta Mellark. However, before anyone has time to process this, we hear a low and deliberate laugh emanating from behind the crowd of people. We then see that it's the Joker, and he says, "I thought my jokes were bad." Effie is clearly alarmed by the man, and the Peacekeepers suddenly tighten their grips on their batons. Joker turns to them and tells them, "Oh, don't worry about little old me. No, I'll be done here shortly. I'm volunteering as the next male victim, or should I say tribute, for this fine district." Everybody is stunned besides Peeta, who looks relieved. Joker slowly approaches the stage but makes a stop in front of Peeta's row. He tells him, "Now your mother over there, yeah, she'll have an extra set of hands from now on." Peeta is clearly freaked out that the Joker knows what he does for a living, but then Joker walks onto the stage, eyeing Katniss with half-closed eyes and licking his lips. Effie gulps, clearly terrified of the Joker for his lack of fear regarding the games, but before she can move things along, Joker seizes the microphone. "If it's okay with you, Effie, was it? Yeah. I'd like to make a parting farewell before I leave here. Now, we all know that 23 other people will die. 23 other victims. Let's just call them what they are. And I say they because when I win these so-called games, that's what they'll be. They'll have served their so-called purpose. However, I can promise you that all their deaths will be mostly painless. After all, I do like putting smiles on faces." He then drops the microphone before laughing hysterically at all the horrified onlookers. As we cut to the train on the way to the Capitol, we see Katniss trying her best not to look Joker in the eyes. Effie is also trying not to look at him. Joker eventually breaks the silence by asking, "You seem afraid. Is it the scars?" Katniss perks up at him and says, "I'm not afraid of you. I pity you." Joker doesn't really seem fazed by this comment. Katniss follows up with, "Anyone who isn't afraid of the games is a lost cause. Anyone going in so overconfident is going to die out there." Joker simply stands up, and Katniss is quick to grab a nearby knife off the table. "Oh, you don't have to be afraid of a clown like me. It's as you said, I'm probably a lost cause. But seeing as we have 22 other players in this game, it might be best to form a plan." "Like you haven't formed a plan already," Haymitch says as he enters the room, liquor in hand. Joker seems mildly revolted by Haymitch, since he reminds him a bit of his father. "Do I really look like a guy with a plan?" Joker says, slowly walking over to him. "But maybe you're right. Maybe I do have a few new cards up my sleeve," he says as he pulls a Joker card out of his sleeve. "Maybe I do know some things that the other victims don't know, like, why you choose to have your little afternoon tea every day, yeah? I know why you're afraid to go back to your capital every year." Haymitch seems to be both afraid and angry at the same time. Joker turns back towards Effie and Katniss before saying, "Meeting adjourned." So skipping ahead a little bit, we see Joker not being afraid of the Capitol or its people. He's all smiles. When the stylists try to alter his appearance, he's quick to threaten them into not doing that. In the parade, Katniss comes out on her chariot with the flames, but Joker walks slowly down there on foot. People are getting a little antsy because he's taking such a long time. President Snow whispers for the Peacekeepers to quote-unquote help him along, but when the Peacekeepers are beating on him, Joker just takes it like a champ. He barely even seems hurt. He simply laughs hysterically through all the beatings, and even offers them advice on where they should hit him for maximum effect. One of the Peacekeepers tries to hit him with his rifle, but Joker grabs onto the gun, and he says, "I could dismantle that gun. Even faster than I could dismantle you. Joker then catches up to the chariots, skipping merrily along before walking in front of the chariots. Snow makes his same speech, but he never takes his eyes off the Joker, who licks his lips and stares Snow down like he's nothing to him. Skipping ahead to training, Joker refuses to train. He refuses to show the other quote-unquote players his skill set. The other tributes want nothing to do with him anyway, since they're all afraid of him. Besides the careers, that is. Kato tries to intimidate the Joker by calling him names. When he calls him a freak, Joker lunges up and tackles Kato to the ground. He then whispers in his ear, your overconfidence, yeah? Well, that'll be the death of you. Save your smiles for the arena for me, will ya? Even Katniss looks alarmed by the situation. We then cut ahead to where the tributes are trying to impress the game makers. Joker goes first, but he doesn't do anything. He just stares at Seneca Crane and he says, "Hope is stronger than fear, but fear is still pretty strong." Seneca is stunned because this means that Joker has been able to spy on President Snow, because those are the same words that President Snow said to him earlier on. So it's implied here that Joker has secret allies in the government. Joker then throws a knife up at the apple in the pig's mouth. A stunned Seneca turns his head to hear the Joker say, "I hope one day your supposed leader fears me." He then skips away from the training center. During Katniss's turn, instead of shooting an apple, she tries shooting the target, but she misses. The game makers are too afraid of what just happened to pay any attention to her. This angers Katniss, so she takes some nearby red paint and she draws a smile on the target, and is finally able to get the bullseye she was craving. In the final interview before the games, Katniss's interview goes exactly the same. When the Joker comes out, the crowd reaction is non-existent. They're neither booing nor cheering him. Caesar tries to rile them up, but they're just too afraid of Joker to cheer or boo him. Joker says, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Panem. I'm sure you're all eager to see what kind of a show I've put on for you tonight. Well, I've come here to say, these games, its rules, all of it, it's a bad joke. I'll show you. When all the chips fall and I win these games that you've all held so dear, your precious rules and your moral code, it'll really mean nothing." Caesar hesitantly asks him why he's so confident that he's going to win. Joker simply smiles at Caesar before saying, "Intuition." We then cut to the next day in the games, and when the timer goes off, Joker immediately flees into the woods. Since I believe in the theory that Joker is a former Green Beret, he'd know how to survive in the woods with no trouble. Things remain mostly the same in the games, except that Joker takes out most of the careers instead of Katniss and Rue. Rue is still killed, though not by the Joker. When the finals come ahead, Joker surprises Katniss. He offers her the chance to team up. Katniss asks why she should trust him. Joker responds with, "Well, you probably shouldn't, but games are always easier when you have a second player to push things along." Katniss reluctantly agrees. The finale remains mostly the same, except that when Kato grabs a hold of Joker instead of Peeta and threatens to throw him off, Katniss isn't interested in saving the Joker. Joker then shouts at Kato, come on, I want you to do it. They want you to do it. Come on, drop me! Drop me!" But when Kato finally tries to drop him, Joker surprises him with a hidden knife in his shoe, and he kicks him in the side of the leg. Katniss promptly shoots Kato dead. When Katniss goes to mercy kill him after he falls into the mutations down below, Joker says, "No, don't. Don't do that. Let the Capitol learn what happens when they count on their heroes. That they can't rely on anyone." Joker then shoves Katniss down into the mutations below, laughing as he reminds her of how he promised to push things along before. We then cut to President Snow, and he's pissed that Joker won. Joker remarks, "As I said before, by winning the games, I've exposed the truth. We're all victims in the end, whether to each other's blades or our own greed. You put all your stakes on these games every year. In truth, Nobody wins these games. This is merely a statement of control by our good old president. A spark is fine, Snow. You were right. But this spark, it won't be contained. On the contrary, well, it's catching on, I think. I've got some friends in high places. He then looks up, and we see a plane destroy the dome of the arena and begin descending. He then laughs as he steps into the plane and flies out of the arena as the first movie ends.